Hey guys, welcome back to Olubori TV. So, following the end of last week, that's towards the tail end of last weekend, we began to see signs that our dream merger, that's the merger of or rather the reported merger of the Labour Party and the NNPP, that's the New Nigerian People's Party, Peter Obi's party and Rabiu Kwankwaso's party. The dream merger that most Nigerians that have been in support of the Peter Obi campaign train have been dreaming of, well, now we are facing the reality that it was nothing but a pipe dream. Why am I saying this? So, Rabiu Kwankwaso came out to make some statements. It was last weekend. He said that he cannot be running mate to Peter Obi. That's from Mr. Rabiu Kwankwaso. The former Kano State Governor, Rabiu Kwankwaso, has explained why he cannot be a running mate to a former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, in the forthcoming presidential elections. Both men are in the race to become the next president when President Muhammadu Buhari completes his second term in office in May 2023. While Kwankwaso is the presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, Peter Obi will fly the flag of the Labour Party in the polls. Amid calls for the duo to form an alliance as an alternative for Nigerians, besides the two major political parties, that's the APC and the PDP, the former Kano State Governor wants his Anambra State counterpart to accept to be his running mate. Rabiu Kwankwaso said, and I quote, "The Northerner votes have made up their minds on what to do. Certainly NNPP, nobody can change it." He said this during his appearance on Channel's television Sunday Politics, where he was asked who the people of the North would vote for. Although Kwankwaso said he would not mind the opportunity to become a vice president since he has no job at the moment, he explained the rationale behind contesting the presidential election and a candidate and not a running mate to a southeasterner. He said, and I quote, "Unfortunately, there are many issues in the southeast, and a northern voter is the worst hit in this issue of maladministration in this country. But even under that circumstance, a northern voter also believes that it's better with one united Nigeria. Therefore, most of the things that are happening in the south, especially in the southeast, people are not comfortable with that. And as long as you have somebody from there in any party, it will be very difficult for the northern voters to vote. And that is the situation that we find ourselves, according to Mr. Rabiu." Let me just translate that for that. He's too big. The north is too big to play second fiddle to the southeast. The Hausas are too big, or the Hausas and Fulanis are too big to play second fiddle to the Igbos. I mean, if anything, what has been going on recently with the rate of politics, especially the presidential primaries that happened, should just show that Nigeria is not as united as they claim. We all know that according to the zoning, although it wasn't written, but federal characters dictated that the Southeast produced the president. But we have both major political parties, the APC and the PDP, choosing to do otherwise. The PDP gave theirs to a northerner, while the APC gave theirs to a southwesterner. And as a Hausa man, or is that Fulani now? I don't know. While the APC gave theirs to a Yoruba man. And now this is a former Kano State Governor coming out to say all this, so you should know that the sentiment is deep. It is deep. The North dislikes the Igbos. I do not know why. I do not understand where that is coming from. I mean, if anything, the Igbos should still be holding the incident of the Biafran War, that's the Nigerian Civil War, against everybody else. But no, I think everybody just needs to go. I think Nigeria just needs to split up. Yeah, and everybody control their regions. I think that is the best. The NNPP presidential candidate, however, did not rule out the possibility of forming an alliance with his Labour counterpart, but only if the latter accepts to be his running mate. According to him, his team is making consultations with various individuals, groups, and political parties in order to take the leadership of the country at all levels. Kwankwaso stressed that an alliance with Obi was highly likely with the aim of coming together to work as a family and give Nigerians an alternative to the PDP and the APC. On that, we agree. On that, we agree. I believe Nigerians need an alternative to the APC and the PDP. But what I do not agree with is the fact that Peter Obi should be the vice president. No. I think at this point, Peter Obi is the only candidate that makes sense. I'm not saying he's the one to rescue Nigeria. I don't even think he will be able to do so completely in the next 8 years. But he is the best person to put Nigeria on that path. Kwankwaso to me feels like someone that just is doing this for his political ambition. He wants to be president, just like Tinubu, aka Mr. Emiloko. I mean, come on. Let's think about this rationally. Why does Kwankwaso feel the need to run for president? Have you listened to his campaign? What has he said to convince you? Has he said something to convince you? Yes, he believes that because he's from the north, he has a large following in the north will vote for him. I do not doubt that. I mean, it's one thing I've always said about the potential merger back then when the gist was still heating up, that Rabiu Kwankwaso will bring a block of votes from the north. But from what it seems, I do not think this guy is the right guy for Peter Obi. Because if he is going to make Peter his vice, I don't even think that merger is worth it anymore. I don't think that merger is worth it anymore. And I believe I speak for millions of Nigerian youths that are in support of the Peter Obi campaign train. Peter should not be anybody's vice. He's way past that. Don't let people deceive you. Peter Obi is big. Not just on social media, even on the streets, even in the north. So I would suggest that Mr. Kwankwaso face his front and mind his business. But hey, what do I know?